Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI Sunday's edition, the first for the week, where we're taking a look at, yes, the Osun State local government election. Yes, a battle to save the life of democracy. The grassroots, you just name it, have been having serious conversation with XY local government chairman and, of course, a political activist, public affairs commentator, Destiny in Abulele, and of course, Okoro, Sahon, Bara. You get to hear, put food on the table, you will not see or hear any of these things happening in the voice of the masses. You're joining us right now in the studio. He is a legal practitioner, public affairs commentator. Jeremy, welcome, Barrister Justin Urwe. It's good to have you join us in the studio. All right. I believe you've been watching, you've been observing, while Destiny and, of course, Okoro Sahon are like having at 8, talking about what happened in Osun State. But what's your candid view, before I go to Okoro Sahon Baraye, about the Osun State issue?
Well, Osun State local government election that took place yesterday, there were many sides to it. The Attorney General spoke that the election should not, the governor should not go on with the election, that there's the order of court stopping or saying that the tenure of the previous local government chairman has not expired. And the governor still went ahead saying their tenure has expired and they were no more in the office. They want to do a new a new election to bring in new personnel, and which they did yesterday. From the information I've gathered so far, the election was free, it was fair. From what I've heard, I've not seen it. So I think it's a welcome development, that because government, there ought not to be vacuum in government. Once the one is leaving office, the other one is immediately sworn in, like you saw in Edo State last November, as the tenure of Governor Godwin Obaseki expired the midnight of May 11th, the morning of, November 11th, the morning of November 12th. Then the next person to take over from was being sworn in, so that governor or government can continue. So that is what has taken. I heard I think I also saw a report that they have even been sworn in. Which means it's already a completed act. But there may be one or two grounds, and there are also ways they can ventilate their grounds constitutionally, and whatever emanates from the ventilation of their grounds, they live with it.
So you're saying what the governor did is correct?
Well, if it wasn't correct, wouldn't have done it. Yes, if it wasn't correct, it wouldn't have done it. So, you know, in issues like this, there are always two sides to it. And don't forget also that all these things that is happening is gearing towards their next election. Osun State, I think they have their elections this year, if I'm not mistaken. Then also 2027. That is what is just playing out right now.
From what Destiny said, he said that Adebola Adeleke borrowed a lead from what happened in Edo State. So would you say that what is happening in Edo State is right? Because you said what the governor did is correct in Osun State. What about Edo State?
Well, what happened in Edo State, there are two different things.
They are not different.
No.
Local government, according to some of them.
Hold on, Mr. Wilson. You asked a question. You allow me to profile answer. It's my own opinion.
You're correct.
Good. In Edo State, they were forcefully accused or falsely accused and forcefully ejected based on false accusation.
And in Osun State?
In Osun State, their tenure expired and they asked them to leave. Though there were some skirmishes, then election was conducted. And the election that was conducted, winners emerged, and they were also sworn in. That is what happened yesterday. Before yesterday, but the grand finale was the election that took place yesterday, and what the swearing that followed thereafter. But in Edo State, it wasn't like this. Was already occupant who are just maybe one. They have about 2 or 3 years tenure. They just barely. I think they just barely did 1 year, and you came in, you wrote accusing them. Meanwhile, they are not your subordinate. That letter ought not to emanate from the originator it emanated from the first in the first place. So when you look at this whole thing, Edo State owned and that of Osun, they are 2 different scenarios.
Okay. Go, boss. You're like, giving some signs and see if you are not in tune with what he said. Could you please give expression to your inner thought about his comparison between Osun and, of course, Edo State? Which destiny you pined?
My daughter in primary 4 or 5 will not even accept what Barrister is saying here now. Not me. My daughter in primary 4 or 5. If she was lectured on this, maybe one of those primary school subjects about Osun election, local government, Edo election, local government, and this was the result. If you had to mark this is 0 over 100.
In what ways?
Yeah, 0 over 100 in what ways? That first of all, I'll just give you 5 different chemistry. He said in Edo they were forcefully removed. I think I didn't see how they were forcefully removed when an House of Assembly, democratically elected, did something to that. He also said their tenure in Edo has not expired, but the one in Osun has expired. If it has expired, how come the SGF spoke, Attorney General spoke about it, how come somebody also, the third one, how come somebody died and tried to take them off? If it was vis-a-vis like that, then maybe somebody would have died. So there, I think what we should be talking about is not to talk about Nigeria when as a politician. It will save us, first of all, of heartache. It will save us to maintain our name, because there's no way you try to paint it. You see yourself dilly-dally, you see yourself try to just know that this thing I'm saying is false. If you want to tell you that, if you want to start discussing about Nigeria, there's no way your house will not be stained. So if naturally you just say it the way it is, you will be so confident and so relaxed that you don't start to which English am I going to use for this? The tenure in Osun has expired? No. Have they been removed? No. Suspension 2 months, which will last any time from now. And continuation. So I don't want to talk about it, because there's no way you want to talk. You know, when I started, I said you can see the shame. I said you can see the shame it has brought to we, Edo. Not to be as a politician. God forbid I speak as a politician. Because I don't put food on my table. What food on my table is my business, so I have to speak it well. Yeah. Nobody controls me as I'm here. I'm an adult. I cannot say because I'm waiting for a work. I cannot be waiting for a position and speak negative of what is positive or positive of what is negative. When I say have kids in primary school, when I really understand that the tenets and the sufferings in Nigeria is so cumbersome, then you want to paint to say what happened in Osun. That is not what we should be hearing now, because this video will be played in YouTube in 200 years time, 500 years time. And if you are no longer alive to quote it, your child will weep and say, Daddy, why would my daddy speak about this? It's not what you should think about. Are you supporting the system if the governor in Osun said it's right, and somebody died? They have been sworn in. You are happy about that. When democracy was truncated, a governor stopping an ongoing. You already gave a very detailed explanation that government has no vacuum. Governor Obasanjo's tenureship elapsed in the midnight. When was the time frame of this? Was it elapsed? Was there a time frame when it elapsed and there was no vacuum? If there was a vacuum, why would they leave? Why didn't they complete their tenure that they swore an oath to? If the governor of Osun is to have election virtually maybe this year or next year, and the president has said, you don't need to have, let's do it next week Saturday. That's the same thing we are trying to say here, that because it suits us now, it's sweet. And don't it suit you? No, it's not sweet. No. At our age, with all this white hair, you are still talking about that. You get it now. So there are things you should be so relaxed in saying. Yes. And was it done rightly in Edo? Try to do it rightly when it's not right. No. It's just a government on its own running. Did Tinubu set up something to check those systems? No. If whatever pinches you here, yes, I'm feeling pain. Why will I do it to him? It happened in Osun now. You can see what the governor did in Osun. Is good. They assured me. No. I get it now.
All right.
Was he also done well in Osun? No. We also have some states that are yet to conduct election. States like Anambra. Are you also now saying because maybe you are in that party? Like we must. It took Anambra over 8, 12, 16 years to conduct local government election. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, the facts are there. So was the government running well because there was no local government election? How can a system move without the grassroots? It's impossible. It's a government of its own. I told you, I said the last time we once enjoyed local government election was the days of Lucky Benedict. Idaboko, where local government chairman had the chances of signing, going to very voluminous projects, bridges, town of road from scratch to finish. What you have them doing now is painting innovation, building cottage hospital, building police station, grading of roads. Is that supposed to be governance? No.
I'll come back to you.
What is the business with local government chairman? They go pay this set of people. Then you will pay this set of people. So it must well be structured as well to get it right.
All right.
So no matter how best we want to say it now,
all right,
we will be sweating wherever it's cold because we are trying to save for ourselves.
I'll come back to that. Now let's move on to where Destiny is. Destiny, you've heard both views for what Barrister Justin said. He said what happened in Osun State is correct. All right, knowing fully well that you said that it's like the governor for Osun State bought a leave from Edo State and nothing was done about it. What if the governor of Edo State choose to borrow a leave now from Osun State by conducting an election? How will you feel about it?
We see. I think I saw a something screw in the quote from Lama, he said, happiness is not already made. Happiness comes from action. That is it. What we have today is our action of yesterday or yesteryears, which is quite disheartening and lugubrious. It is disheartening. You see, a spade is a spade. It's never a garden fork. You see, until we realize that what befell my enemy may one day befall from me, and we try to address it when it befell your enemy. That's the only way we have a happiness for tomorrow. That is the only way. As I have said, I am a party man. I've resolved on this subject matter. Let me put aside my political madness and try to be, societally correct. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I've just decided to put aside my political madness. It's the gospel truth. You see, Abara said something. All this what we are saying, years to come, after our exit, just like Babangida, quoted Sani Abacha in his book. Sani Abacha is not here to say whether yes, it's right or wrong. Posterity will judge us. You see, I'm laughing. You see, what we are doing now, we believe that we are at the beginning and end. And the most disheartening thing is that we are always fervent about destination. We are not concerned about the process that takes us to that destination. That's the problem as a country that we are facing. Until we realize that, we'll still be rigmaroling. We'll be rigmaroling. Let me try to answer your question, and let me go back to your question. I think Obara said something just now, that the issue of the tenure in Edo State and the suspension has already elapsed 17th, if I'm not mistaken. I think they were suspended 17th of December, if my memory serves me right. If I have not, traveled with the wind of political madness, it was 17th of December. And today, if I'm not mistaken, today is about whether 22nd or so to speak, or thereabout. But now, and the issue that it wasn't the governor. It's like it to the Bible. Today is Sunday, so I don't know if I'll be biblically correct. That it was likened to the voice of Israel, hand of Jacob. I don't know. It's something like that. I wouldn't want to delve into the matter of, because I'll be having a series of comment on the issue of Edo State, because I have concluded There's madness pervading in the land in Edo. There's madness pervading in the land of in Edo. They have decided not to travel in that bandwagon of the madness that they have decided to travel. It is better for me to still have my sanity intact. When I was a local government chairman, I did well. Records are there. Records are there. I built markets. I built school. I a lot of things. I asphalt, fake portions of road. Asphalt, not granite. So for me, I said it earlier, I'm a little bit pained because I have experienced the local government administration. What they have done by this action, especially in Edo State, they have taken Edo State local government administration 30 years backward. As we speak, Mr. Wilson, you can do your survey. The workers are no longer going to work. Workers, reasonable numbers of workers.
Comrade, hold on. Now, what about that of Osun State? Was Ademola Adeleke, the governor of Osun State, right in taking that decision? That's a question I threw at you.
Wilson, let me say this. I said it with emphatically, with my full chest, that Ademola was right because there was already a precedent. I stand to be quoted. Hold on. I wouldn't
want us right now to confuse our listeners. Hold on, just calm down. You said there was a precedent in Edo State which you opined directly or indirectly that Ademola borrowed the leaf from. Remember that the tenure of the local government council in Osun State has not come to an end. They were sacked. Don't forget that word, sacked. And you're saying it's correct in Osun State and it's wrong in Edo State. How can we make sense out of this, comrade?
Wishing, when Destiny came after you, ITV did not say anything. When I came after Dr. Sonny Duke, ITV did not say anything. And now Destiny is after ITV, and ITV want to say, okay, Wishley and Sonny Duke, where are you? Why come and assist ITV? That is where I find myself. There's only a precedent. You see, my Wishley, let's not be very sincere. What is good for the goose is equally good for the gander. They have set the precedent. You see, you heard the AGF speaking from both sides of the mouth. Double standard. In a safe society, in a supposed safe society. If I to be a safe society, by now...
Hold on. You mentioned the AGF. Hold on now. Sorry for interjecting, but you have to, check antecedent. When it happened in Edo State, the AGF spoke against it. Don't forget that. When it happened in Osun State also, that same AGF spoke against it. So why would you say the man is speaking from both sides of his mouth?
What the AGF said was passive in Edo. What he said in Osun was fundamental. You see, you need to weigh it. I'm a student of history. What he said in Edo was just addressing the surface. But what he said in Osun was trying to command. And you've heard over time that Adeleke at a point was blackmailed, that he was inserting Tinubu. So that's where we find ourselves. That's why, let me remind us, I keep on using this, until we have a very strong institution. Nigeria in 100 years to come will still be a Nigeria of 2024. Until we have a strong institution, rather than these strong men. See, we must call a spade we see. That is the point. I'm not talking as a PDP person.
Okay, you just calm down. We want to go for a break. When we return, we'll come to conclude the discussion because we have a issue to really talk about. Just stay. We will be right back. Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI. We're taking a look at Osun State local government election. Is the fight for democracy from the grassroots here? Because as it stands right now, let me borrow a word or two from Destiny. Political madness. He said for him to maintain his sanity, he needs to move away from political madness plaguing both states. But in case of discussion, you get to realize that whether we like it or not, we are one way or the other involved in the political madness. You could see the reactions, for one, of course, against. Anyway, we're about to close this discussion because we have others to really talk about before we dive into the issue of Edo State. Let me come to Barrister Justin Ore, because I like, as a journalist, picking up facts. I like also as a journalist to do my research. I like also as a journalist, though we are not opinionated, we ask the questions, we tend to look at the I's and of course the T's if they were dotted or crossed, okay? If you take a look at the issue of Osun State, the people that invaded the secretariat are saying their tenure has not elapsed, that they were sacked on the line. The AGF talked about it. That look, these guys tell us that not elapsed yet, they were sacked. The police also talked about the same, because security challenges due to the loss of life, no election should take place. All right? Now, that is a state ruled by the PDP, but still, you know the story. Ademola Adeleke, Senator Ademola Adeleke went ahead to conduct the election. Let's come straight again to Edo State. They are complaining that they has been sacked, but the authority in Edo State says, no, you guys have been suspended. After all, due process was followed. The assembly, state of assembly was involved, and of course, you guys are being suspended. And according to the law, the suspension ought to, like, you know, have elapsed, because 2 months was, like, you know, the time stipulated for any suspension. Right now, this is 23rd, and that means a suspension, if to follow the law, might have been lifted, but here we are. They still remain suspended. I mean, and the AGF spoke about it vehemently, saying what is happening in those states is wrong. In this case right now, can two wrongs make a right? Or are you insisting that what Adeleke did is correct and Edo State is wrong?
Well, you see, in practice, as a legal practitioner, two cases are never the same. Each party, each case have its own facts. And based on that fact, it is what you will use to treat or attack the issue on ground. If you commence or put your binoculars and look at the Edo State issue, you will see that a whole, from the beginning to where they are now, is all wrong.
For sure, it's all right, right.
Mr. Wilson, we're making a conversation. I tried not to interject, even when my brother here was talking and the other man that joined us via Zoom. I tried to allow them to talk. And you should also allow me, grant me the audience that I deserve, please. You know. So, when that of Edo, it was never a thing to be discussed. Even the AGF that is speaking, you see, like the man that joined us via
Destiny.
Mr. Destiny rightly said, it is an issue of double standard here. The AGF will say one thing, and then in the other way, he says something, and he's enforcing it. If the way he spoke or is speaking now about the Osun State, he has spoken like that about Edo State, I'm sure the governor would have maybe have a change of mind or something like that. And the fight that is in Osun State is because those persons said no, they want to take the laws into their hands. But Edo State said no, we'll follow the rule of law. They went to court, and court gave judgment. Remember, this Chief Judge of Edo State has ruled on Edo State issue. The Honorable Chief Judge, no, not the Chief Judge now, Honorable Justice Efik Mwamba also ruled on the issue before her or before him, because there's no her at law. And these laws, these decisions of the court were never obeyed. Even it said that suspension or that purported suspension from the Edo State House of Assembly is not avoid from the word go. So they should go back and resume their office. But were they allowed? If those persons in Edo State had taken that fight, oh, we must fight back. I'm sure you also have, some persons had injuries anyway. there were gunshot, there were assault, there were manhandling and all those stuff in some of the local government. While others just said, no, we'll take the, but were that rule of law, that judgment of court obeyed? So if the Osun State, the local government said, oh, our tenure has not elapsed, we are still in office, and the new local government chairman is being sworn in or has been sworn in, the best bet, my dear, is to approach the court. You understand? If you feel your right has been violated, or the tenure of your office has not elapsed, and you are wrongly, or you were wrongly removed, the law makes provision for it. I will cite a case here. Remember, I think 2014, 2015, the reign of Adams Ali Oshomole. He removed Osaro Obaze of Oredu local government. I think it's Osaro Obaze, yes. He removed, the man went to court. And the then judge, Honorable Justice F.A. Francis Momen, who later became the chief judge of Edo State, ruled that Adams Oshomole, as then governor, Senator Adams Oshomole, you do not have the right to remove him, that he should go back to his office. That is what you should do. So, during this fight, the kata will not help. You say you have a tenure guaranteed, the tenure was shortened and you were removed, go to court. Let the court interpret it. And if the court interprets that, oh, on this court, this tenure has not expired, whatever you are doing now cannot stand. Because
but do you know? Hold on. Sorry for interjecting. Hold on.
Let me finish.
I am the one interjecting right now for good reasons. All this you've said about Edo State, tenure not complained, do you know that that's the same issue they have in Osun State, tenure being truncated?
Now,
do you know it's the same issue?
Hold on now.
And they went to court.
Hold on, Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
I said, if you had gone to court and the court ruled in your favor, the court must have given a decision. If the court gave a decision and the governor failed to obey it, that is wrong.
All right.
Yes, if there is a decision, because that is where our last hope, whether wrong or right, whatever the law says or the court says the law is, that is the law. That is where the confidence of the people can be bestowed back to the society, that we can resolve or have a way forward. Otherwise, we'll be living in anarchy, lawless society. You do me, you blow me one, I blow you two. Yes, and you know what that means. You know what that means. So I won't support at any time self-help. If you feel your tenure has been wrongly shortened or abrogated, please approach the court. And whatever is due you, when the court looks at the books, when I use the word books now, the law, and sees that, oh, this and this and this were wrongly done, the court will cancel it.
Thank you.
The court will ignore that decision and say this and this and this is what you should do.
Thank you, Barrister.
As I conclude, just that our political office holders, particularly the executive, they hardly obey these laws. That is why we have so much rascality in the system. And that's why we are where we are.
But you still maintain that for Osun State, the governor is correct.
I just said, if the people that are in office feel that their office they've been wrongly removed from office, go to court. That's what happened in Edo State now. They're in court.
Okay.
They are in court. Just that the decision of the court is not being obeyed.
Okay.
That's the issue here.
All right. Well, in terms of justifying what happened in Osun State, Comrade Destiny gave a parable that when they came for Wilson or Marshall, nobody reacted. When they came for ITV, when they came for Sonodico Kosu, ITV don't react. Now, when they came for ITV, they're kind of Wilson or Marshall and Sonodico Kosu to come fight the fight for ITV. Now, you need to give this analogy of what really transpired in Osun and, of course, Edo State. Maybe, just maybe, if I'm not wrong, maybe there's a slight justification from his own angle about what happened in Osun State as against Edo State. And that is the opinion also of Barrister Justin. Now, what do you have to say about this?
Wilson, I think my take can't change and my take can't stand. God forbid I say something to suit Wisdom Marshall, or say something to have more followers or likes. God forbid that. I will never in this generation do it. Yeah, because just like I told you, what is bad here is bad anyway. So telling me to say, oh, it's Osun bad, that one, two of them are two of same pence. They are disgrace to democracy. I'm not here, I'm not there, because they've done what is wrong. My take and stake is posterity will judge both who is speaking positive now, negative now, and both the government and the governors that are running those type of systems. Posterity karma does not go far. It starts with you. You are happy that I think some of us were very happy that when he was trying to write all the reason why he truncated due to democracy. We are not mocking him with health, but you should know, as at that point, the billions he has is of no use. At that point, so whatever you want to pursue, first of all, take with that and if you say you don't need to sweat, it's effortlessly. Because if I try to bend it down, no matter I will also again, you know it, protest against my governor. In any way, it touches anything that does not, no matter where you are, who you are, so coming for left, coming for right, was he wrong? Yes. Is he right? No. No, get no capital letter, no. It was not well done, because we have a government that is owning. And Nigeria, first of all, is sitting on Abuja state local government. So by the time you are touching the base, you are disturbing both.
Now, hold on. Sorry for interjecting. In an edition of Special Reports, I remember I asked you the same question. You justified what happened in Edo State. After all, you said in that Special Report package that it was a suspension. So how come you're changing your mind right now?
Was it not a suspension? It was a sack? If it was a sack, there would be a vacuum in government. Don't try to. What am I telling you? I will change issues. You don't say I said yes. Was it not a suspension? I'm asking you. Osun is a sack. Osun was a sack, sorry. Edo suspension. Was it well done? No. You asked me before 17th.
True. Yes. True.
So as at that point, it was suspension.
All right.
So you don't need. There's nobody you can try to pet about it, because I will not tell you tomorrow Wisdom is black. What has happened is Osun, very, very wrong capital. What happened in Edo, very, very wrong capital. Is it right for democracy? No. Way forward, let's go back to the drawing board to make sure the autonomy of government is not just pen and paper. It should really be what we should take serious, because if that is the only thing in clear that Tinubu have to do for Nigerians, that local government is back on track. You want to contest, you should know now that some local government in Nigeria has 3 years. Some has 2 years. Some have 4 years. Is it supposed to be so? Is that a system that is running? Are we supposed to be happy with that system? Is there any state, if the governorship of some state is truncated in between, taking Edo as a case study, Osun bought Oshomole, and they didn't say Oshomole should continue from where Osun stopped. Oshomole started counting 4 years, which were completed. I don't know if you're trying to say. Now, how come something like that is not also a local government issue? We see local government as if it's of no use. And truly, that's the goals. Like, let's go there. Every one of us go back to local government. All right. I'm from to local government. Are you getting it now? Before Edo State, there's a local government.
All right.
Before that place, there's a ward. So if you don't first of all make sure your ward is good, your local government is better, your state, it's okay. If you want to go and do it from the top, you will build it from the top. By the time you get to the local government, there will be no place to lay it down.
All right. Thank you.
The Aso work is in a local government.
Thank you.
It's in a ward.
Thank you, Korosan Barry. The viewers, I know that you guys are always tuned to ITV. I choose to ask him that question about his own response in that special report package. Yes, done by yours truly. He said it was a suspension. Yes, but that was before the expiration of the 2 months. 17. I have to really bring that. People were like, Okoro, you said this the other time, but they have to make it clear right now. That was before the expiration of the 2 months. Right now, 2 months has come and gone. Is Edo State going to be like a Osun State? Because Destiny said a leave was borrowed from this state. Will this state borrow a leave also from Governor Adeleke? We are watching. We are just all watching. We are watching. But we talk about a fight for democracy from the grassroots. Edo and Osun State, are they giving a good example? Let's be plain right now. I'm going to leave it in the form of a question. Edo State in the fight for democracy from the grassroots, Osun State in the fight for democracy from the grassroots, are they giving a good example? After all, the Supreme Court said local government autonomy, financial autonomy, and I don't want to cause the confusion right now. You have financial autonomy. What about other forms of autonomy? Only time will definitely tell. Well, their opinions are theirs. It has nothing to do with ITV.